Hello fellow adventurers! Welcome to today's video. This one has a special place in our hearts as it represents a thank you to all of you guys who supported us the last 2 months. But what is this all about? Palworld itself offers many amazing game aspects, however the building system is not the yellow of the egg most of the time. Especially the lack of common build variants like fences, half walls and so on. That's why we all ended up with square boxes like those dirt houses in Minecraft and call it home. But what if I told you you could turn your typical cube house into an aesthetic looking base with just 5 simple steps? Stick around guys and we will show you how. We will dive into how you can tune your house and transform it into a place worthy of showing off to your pals. No need for fancy building skills, just a little creativity, which every one of you possesses. And some helpful tips. But wait, why should you care about making your house look prettier? Well, a beautiful home isn't just for looks. It sets the vibe of your entire Palworld experience and allows you to build bigger while still having a kind of homey feeling. Just imagine walking into your cozy place after a long day of adventures. All thanks to some well-placed furniture, color schemes and creative building elements. Sounds pretty nice, right? So, before we begin with the house building itself, it's important to choose your location wisely. The surrounding can make a huge difference in the appearance of your base. For example, the yellow woods feel more like a chill, cozy area, but the snow biome, on the other hand, is less colorful and gives in return a survival feeling. These are just to name a few. After you have decided on a building location, let's start with the beautification. Here we have our typical box building. For this guide we chose as an example a house for our pals to rest. You may obviously apply the tips from this video for any kind of building. So naturally our house will probably look like this here, just some squares. The first thing you want to do is adding more depth. Right now, the building looks like 2D, but we wanted more of the 3D. So, for inspiration, we can look up on other buildings in real life or other games. It doesn't have to be big changes. Something like a balcony or a small additional shed would be sufficient. And the more, the better. Just make sure you accidentally don't block any entrances or important pathways. We also like to add a porch in front so the house doesn't look flat. What really makes a difference are the pillars and windows. They increase the depth of your house remarkably. Think of your place as something organic that kept growing during the building process. And don't start too small, as you can chisel out more details from a big chunk of stone, so to say. Now, let's get to the fun part, materials. A variety of different building materials can really make your house pop. But make sure to avoid mixing all materials and create a rainbow mess. Instead, keep it simple. Go for 2 to 3 main materials and stick with them. Like for this house here we chose stone, glass and a Japanese style foundation. By pressing 4 on your keyboard, you can easily change the material of an existing building piece. So don't be scared of experimenting. But before, we advise you to search for inspiration and then go with some pattern. As an example, use stone for the lower parts and for the upper, the Japanese style building pieces. Also throw some glass walls here and there. A different color palette creates a different vibe. You may also grab inspiration by the environment around you. Look at the colors, terrain and flora of your building spot and let that guide your choices. Alright, moving on! The next step is decorating your home. This is where you can really elevate the look of your house. Since Palworld doesn't offer much building pieces, we can use a workaround and craft some with the decorations that are already in the game. Especially vines are our favorites. Wall decorations in general can step up your building game in many ways. Remember when I talked about depths? This is where the magic happens. By applying plants, random crates here and there, your home will look way more lively. Even though your pals won't appreciate it, but at least it's very rejoicing when you come home from a long day and get to enjoy this view. Still, make sure to not block any important paths with decorations or you little slaves pals will refuse to work. Okay, now this goes along with decorations, but furnishing is pretty relevant too. Since you have a fine looking base now, we need to place the important furniture in an organized way. For the important parts like pall beds and workstations, make sure the poles will have at least one foundation gap to walk, otherwise they don't have access to certain places. The most troublesome workstations are, for example, the freezer and mining stations. They need more space since a pole will constantly stand in front of it to work. This could even more cause glitching between the work poles and those who are just walking through. For empty places, where there is no pathing needed, you can go hardcore on throwing some tables, chairs, etc. Also, don't forget to use different storages for a more realistic look. And last but certainly not least, lighting. Lighting can completely change the vibe of your home. A well-lit house feels open and inviting, while dim lighting can create a cozy, mysterious atmosphere. So get some candles, lanterns, or even cool electric lights. Make sure to place them strategically so they highlight the beauty of your new home. Oh, and don't forget about natural light. Observe where or if the sun is shining on your home. It makes a big difference as the natural shadow-light balance in Palworld feels relatively harsh. There you have it! 5 easy steps to turn your humble house into a Palworld palace. With a little time and effort, your home can go from looking like a basic shack to something truly stunning. Whether you want a relaxing oasis or a bold, adventurous hideaway or a factory which blends into the environment, there are countless possibilities. Now grab your tools, trust in your creativity, and get building! But wait, before you go, don't forget to hit the like button, and if you found these tips helpful, subscribe to our channel for more Palworld tips, tricks and design inspiration. Also, drop a comment below telling me what your dream house would look like in Palworld. If you're feeling fancy, share this video with your friends, they'll be thanking you later when their houses look epic too. Catch you in the next video, and happy house building!